Pawn Talk Live, hosted by the voice of the Las Vegas Wranglers, Dave Carney, and the owner of the world-famous Max Pawn in Las Vegas, Michael Mack. Call in at 257-5396. That's 257-5396, and find out what your valuables are worth from the top expert in the pawn industry. Now, Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
And welcome to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN. Dave Carney, owner of the world-famous Max Pawn in Las Vegas, and of course, co-owner of the new Exile in Main Street. Michael Mack, Chad Forrester sticking around with us, and Dina Mitchell still in studio from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Guys, thanks for being with us here on a Friday. Great episode of Live Las Vegas. Really good stuff. Now, make sure to follow us online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at maxpawn.com, maxpawnlv.com, and at Pawn Talk Live. You can follow me on Twitter at DapperDaveC. Follow Chad at Chad Tweet Stuff, and follow Mike at MaxPawn on Twitter as well. Now, guys, we're still celebrating. It's 2 o'clock. It's actually 2:05 here now, so National Flip Flop Day has officially begun. We know that you have to run. Thanks for sticking around with us still, Dina. Where's the nearest Tropical Smoothie Cafe to the studio here at Sahara and Durango?
You're almost kind of in between two of them. You're at probably close to Sahara and Fort Apache.
Yeah.
Or you can always, swing down the other way to Durango and Warm Springs.
Oh, you know what?
Or you can go up to Flamingo and 215 and go through the drive-thru.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's have a race.
Race.
A race. After this show's over, I'll go to
Who
gets their smoothie first.
The first free smoothie. Okay, I love that.
You know
have
what?
to have your flip-flops on.
Are you
I don't have them
Are you
on.
going to walk?
No.
Dang, because I was really hoping. I've been practicing.
run in flip-flops.
I've been practicing for this kind of race, right? So that's how I do all my jogging now.
Hey, do you remember as a kid when you used to run in your flip-flops and you used to come out the toe? You used
Oh
to come
God,
out.
wear them out? Are you kidding me? I practically do that now. I mean, it's I have a hard time. I've got to buy the fancy, a woven flip flop so that they don't disintegrate. But big stuff here on Pawn Talk Live today, guys. Not only are we going to be evaluating your items with expert pawnbroker Michael Mack. The number to reach us here live in studio 702-257-5396. That's 702-257-KDWN. We've got a bunch of prizes to give away. I've got pairs of tickets to see the Boogie Nights over at the House of Blues Friday, June 27th. We've also got some tickets to go see Graceland Ninjas at the House of Blues. That's June 26th. Plus, we're going to be giving away the store. Michael always likes to do it here. We've got prizes in our Max Pawn treasure chest, and who knows what else we're going to give away. Again, the number is 702-257-KDWN. Michael, it has been an amazing ride this week with precious metals, with gold, and I want to start right there. Guys, let's jump in to our precious metals report.
Get ready to get your gold on. The Precious Metals Report is brought to you by Max Pawn and their new luxury showroom at the corner of Sahara and Jones, and online at maxpawnlv.com.
All right, Michael, precious metals this week, especially gold and silver, went on a great ride. Tell us where we're sitting right now, and what do you kind of expect here for the next week or two?
Well, we were talking about it earlier, and Chad always chimes in because Chad has some knowledge in the precious metals. But what a great week, for the rise. But on the unsteadiness of what's happening around the world, it's kind of sad because what's happening in the Ukraine, what's going on in Iraq, a lot of world tension. And when you see tension in the world, precious metal prices rise. Precious metals rise almost $50-$60 as of yesterday. Gold closed at $13.15. Last week I think we closed the show out at $12.56, right, Jeff?
Yeah, it was like $12.50. I mean, it's just really jumped, and then silver's at $20.86.
So a 10% increase in 1 week in a precious metal, and that'd be silver. And platinum closed at $14.52. I've always been one of those guys that says if you need extra cash and you have precious metals, it's always time to sell because, there's no reason to hang on, especially if you're at $300 or $400, $500, $600 at your cost basis in gold. But if you have the ability to hang on, it may be time to hang on as we head towards, end of the year and what else may unfold with some of these crises.
Yeah. Real quick, let me just bring Dina in here one more time because I know you're getting ready. You got to run. There's a lot of stuff to do here with National Flip Flop Day. If you were going to be given a piece of jewelry right now, gold, silver, platinum, or diamond, which would you choose?
Gold.
Okay. I like this.
That's a good answer.
She's a bull. Yeah,
well, with diamonds. Right.
In a platinum case.
I was just going to say that. Oh,
I
we
stole
think
that
alike.
from you. I stole that from you.
Twinsies.
There you
Yeah,
go.
right. Yeah, Chad,
I love that answer,
I was
by
gonna
the
say
way.
that's a step up there for you, man. That's
Not bad,
good.
not
yes.
bad.
All right, awesome. Well, Dina, again, National Flip Flop Day, Tropical Smoothie Cafe bringing it to us, and this is all, of course, for Camp Sunshine. Now, remember, Las Vegas, we're still looking for the first family from Las Vegas to ever go to Camp Sunshine. Visit their website, campsunshine.org. That's campsunshine.org, and submit. Now, again, this is for children whose lives have been affected by certain kinds of illnesses and disease. This gives an opportunity for these kids to experience real fun, real life in a great situation back in Maine. What a blast and what a treat from Tropical Smoothie Cafe. Thanks so much, Dina, too, for coming by and sharing with us today.
Thank you, and thanks for showing us your toes.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see them. You can see them from May until October, and then after that, we'll go back into some white sneakers.
And for all the guys not wearing flip-flops,
yeah, shame on you.
no, thank you, because
Okay.
there's probably a reason why they're not.
You know what? And that's the thing.
That's why I'm not. I got ugly feet.
I have awesome feet, and I
Pedicure
look
will
at my
take care of
feet
that.
and I'm like, I
like
love
to
my
show
feet.
'em off.
Yeah, sure. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So what if they're, extra long with 3 knuckles? I like my feet, It's all good. Well, again, Tropical Smoothies, 23 locations here in town, so no reason you can't go support. If you're wearing flip-flops, again, you get a free smoothie, but you can also, of course, assist here in Camp Sunshine. $180,000 raised. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. It's our pleasure. Now, here on the show, guys, 702-257-5396. 702-257 KDWN is the number to reach us. Now, we've got, again, these tickets to see Boogie Nights over at the House of Blues on Friday, June 27th. We've got tickets to see Graceland Ninjas Thursday, June 26th, and prizes, of course, from the Max Pawn Treasure Chest. All you have to do is pick up the phone and give us a buzz here in studio, 257-5396. Now, Michael, we're talking about the precious metals, gold, silver, diamonds, and the like. Right now, what are you guys paying when we're talking about a typical transaction? Somebody comes in to get a gold chain at 14 karat. What can we expect out of a transaction like that right about now?
Well, Dave, as you know, we always like to do the Pawn 101 and tell people, when we say gold's at, $1,313, what does that mean to you and I that has a 10-gram, 14-karat gold chain? And we have to cash it in. 14 karat is only 58% pure, so 10 karat is 42%, and pure is 24 karat gold, so that would be 100%. So 14 karat is only a percentage of pure gold. And based on 14 karat today, you're looking to get anywhere from $20 to $23 a gram. Now, if it's a designer name, a Cartier, a Tiffany, of course, there's a jewelry value as well. And of course, if there's precious stones or semi-precious stones, there's an added value. But you can come down to Max Pawn. We give free estimates anytime. We're open every day from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And you can call us 702-253-7296, and we'll give you a free estimate or up-to-date quote on your metals.
Yeah, and we're going to do that for you guys here as well on the program all day long. Give us a buzz, and we will give you a valuation on your items at 257-5396. I think you get the point with the 702-257-5396. Join us here on the program. The next caller that joins us is going to get an absolutely free prize from the world-famous Max Pawn out of our treasure chest. Now, this includes a bunch of great stuff. We have got prizes, DVD packages, CD packages, a bunch of stuff here from the store and from the station as well. So 702-257-5396. Michael, Chad and I this week we're visiting some other friends of ours in town that deal also in the collectible markets and with gold and silver. Sahara Coins, who's a partner of Max Pawn up on Sahara and Tenaya, and they said that they're experiencing really a large volume of people coming into the store over the last week, 2 weeks, trying to stockpile some bullion, some gold, some silver, some coins. Are you guys feeling the same rush in maybe a different way at Max Pawn? Are you seeing folks coming in for more firearms, your high-end watches, handbags? How's it been affecting your business?
Each time that there's a big spike in precious metal prices, you see people jump at it, and they're going at it. But let me tell you, I think it's twofold. Sahara Coin is under new management. They have a new facelift. The store looks gorgeous. The staff is so friendly, and it's even friendlier than the former staff that was very good. So I think Sahara Coin is actually creating their own buzz because they are a good and fair, because when you're selling a coin collection or some precious metals, you want to be treated fair, because you bring a pile of stuff in or you bring a pile of coins in, you don't know what that pile is worth. They could offer you $30 or $300 and you might be satisfied. I know for one thing, and a factor of everything, is that Sahara Coins pays the fair price. And that's why we created a partnership with them and Max Pawn and Sahara Coins. So, they get customers that come in that may not want to get rid of their merchandise, so they refer people to us to get a loan, and vice versa. We refer a lot of numismatic coins to them.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, and this is really what Las Vegas is all about right now, guys. It's really building community, sticking to community. And again, thanks so much to Dina Mitchell from Tropical Smoothie Cafe, doing a lot for the community. We've got Andy Goldston on the line when we come back. Andy's got a question for Michael Mack, but it is 2:15. We've got to step aside, take a look at traffic here. Stay with us on News Talk 720 KDWN.
And that's right. It's 2:15 in the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center. Freeways are looking pretty good right now. And we've only got one incident to report on the Valley streets, and that's on Lake Mead at Tenaya. Your KDWN forecast, sunny with the high of 102 today. Right now it's 98 degrees. From the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Desiree Peoples on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Happy Friday. This is Chad Forster from KDWN 720's Pawn Talk Live in Las Vegas to give you today's Precious Metal Report. Brought to you by Max Pawn of Las Vegas, located on the northeast corner of Sahara and Jones. Now open every day, 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. Spot gold trading yesterday tore through the $1,300 mark to $13.40, gaining 2.7%. Silver also took a jump with a 9% increase. Today's precious metal prices are gold is at $13.16, silver $20.89, and platinum $14.58. Do you need extra cash this weekend? Visit Max Pawn to sell your unwanted gold, silver, platinum, coins, diamonds, watches, art, antiques, designer handbags, and more. For free phone estimates or questions, call 702-253-7296. That's 702-253-7296. And don't forget to visit Max Pawn's new sister vintage store, Exile on Main Street, located at 1007 South Main Street. Stop by tonight from 8 p.m. to midnight for Biker Night with a live band and drinks by Sailor Jerry.
You hear a lot of talk about gold these days. What, with the stock market and more upheaval than tumbleweeds in a tornado? The world-famous Max Pawn is your gold spot in Las Vegas. Don't just send your gold into some random TV guy for pennies on the dollars. Go where you can see what your gold is really worth and get guaranteed market rate for your gold, silver, diamonds, and more. Come visit the world-famous Max Pawn in Las Vegas at the northeast corner of Sahara and Jones or online at maxpawnlv.com.
Now back to Pawn Talk Live with your hosts Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
And welcome back to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN. Dave Carney sitting alongside the owner of the world-famous Max Pawn, of course, new co-owner of Exile on Main Street down at 1007 South Main Street near the corner of Charleston and Maine, where tonight is Biker Night. Yeah, that's right, Biker Night at Exile on Main Street. Now, I'm going to tell you.
What does that mean?
Hey, you know what it means? It means that the
Good time.
The cool bikers that like to come in for lots of leather and awesome-looking chicks from Sailor Jerry girls, they're going to be down there at Exile on Main Street. So it's a great event.
Oh, I can see the Sailor Jerry girls left an impact on you.
Oh, man.
They did me.
Hey, Sailor Jerry's leaves an impact on me every time. Usually when I get picked up off the floor.
I was thinking about joining the Navy after that.
The rum.
Yeah, well, listen, the one thing I think we're all lucky with is that we didn't get talked into a Sailor Jerry tattoo that night because, that's the next thing to come. You start drinking a lot of Sailor Jerry rum, you see the Sailor Jerry girls, and you're thinking, I could get a Sailor Jerry tattoo. Let me tell you what, doesn't always work out as pretty. Now, a friend of mine has got a lot of Sailor Jerry tattoos, some of which I can't even describe to you over the air, but needless to say, some very fine work. And Sailor Jerry was a famous tattooer over there on the islands.
Well, I'll tell you what, Exile on Main Street, we're really excited. It's a new vintage store, state-of-the-art, and we have not only vintage, we have new clothing, great jeans and denim, and the party tonight starts at 8 p.m., and it probably will go till midnight. 2 bands and a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And
guys,
a
special guest, too.
We're going to have a special guest.
Yeah.
And,
you don't want to mention who it is, but it's going to be fun.
I'll give a little hint. He's a famous guy. He had a famous reality show, and he wears a clock around his neck.
Boy! All right,
so I think Flav's going to see us. But, we invite all our listeners down because we love to be with our listeners at all events. And come down, 8 o'clock. 1007 South Main, Maine and Coolidge.
Absolutely, and I can love many listeners at the same time. So come on down, join us tonight at Exile on Main Street. Now, guys, we know that you've been waiting all week to kind of find out what your stuff is worth, and that's what we're doing here for you on Pawn Talk Live. Fourth-generation pawnbroker Michael Mack, and now our new collecting expert, we're calling her Antique Andy, is going to be joining us. We're going to jump into the Collector's Corner.
Ever wondered what your treasures are worth? Find out now on the Collector's Corner.
And joining us online in our Collector's Corner is Antique Andy yourself, Andy Goldstein. Andy, thanks so much for joining us again today. How are you? Andy, it's a pleasure to have you with us. How are you today?
She's silent, but she's very efficient.
Silent but deadly, apparently.
She's waiting at a yard sale somewhere trying to...
Andy, are you there now? You with us? All right. Well, we're having a little problems with Andy right now. We're gonna get her back online. Okay, we're going to get Andy back online. But, Michael, that still goes the same for us right here. We want to get to the bottom of some of the valuations folks have of stuff that may be sitting, in the garage, maybe in a safe deposit box. Maybe this is an heirloom that you've recently acquired or something that, you've gone out and found by your own accord, antiquing and or garage sailing. We want to hear from you guys here at 702-257-5396, 257-5396. Now, the next caller today, Michael, I'm going to up the ante, and I'm going to give $25 gift certificate to the world-famous Max Pawn for the next caller here that wants to get something evaluated by expert pawnbroker Michael Mack. Michael, this week we've actually seen, while we're waiting for Andy to come back online, we've seen a number of items go for record or near record prices. I'd like to get your thoughts on that. Now, Sotheby's recently engaged in an auction with a rare British New Guinea stamp sold for an auction record $9.5 million. Now, this stamp dates back to 1856. It's a 1 cent. It's a 1 cent stamp that is apparently, from the research that I've gotten, the only stamp of its kind that is not in the royal collection housed at Buckingham Palace. When you see something like this go to auction, Michael, in a private collector's hand, what does this do to the entire, stamp collecting world, so to speak? Does this shake things up like a rare coin? If it hits the market, things automatically get revalued?
Well, I think, as you know, Dave, we've spoke about the whole collectible market overall is very flat. And we talk about generational collecting, and I think the three of us, as we sit here today, we're probably the last generation of collectors. And we jokingly say that the new kids today, my children, they don't collect stamps, they don't collect baseball cards, they collect apps on their phone.
Right.
And so, unfortunately, the collectible market's soft. But when it's one of a kinds and rare items like this, the market is still very, very strong. But it's like having, what's the Hornus, the baseball
Honus Wagner,
yeah, absolutely.
Baseball card. That's
right.
The one that, that's the gem. And this is the gem of stamps. And, of course, there's the gems of coins as well that are always hold its value and go up in value. But $9.5 million. Now, if you think about it, you're a billionaire and you just spent $9.5 million on a little teeny stamp that sits probably in a huge frame under 17 inches of glass.
Oh, absolutely.
And you got to have a lot of dinero to be putting something like that away. But you know what? There are collectors for those type of things.
Yeah, it surprises me somewhat, that when we see, something of this magnitude, the dollar amount, $9.5 million, being a stamp, it kind of makes me think back to when my great uncle, Ralph, used to try to push stamp collecting on me. And I thought, oh, my God, can I collect something?
How boring is that?
Can I do baseball cards? And then I turned out it was about the same, fairly
the only
boring.
guys can be able to afford things like this in the future is guys like Donald Sterling.
Well, that's true. And or Donald Trump. Now, listen, Donald, we know you're not super liquid, so if you can't buy the bills, maybe you can get a great stamp. Now, guys, it looks like we have Auction Andy back on here with us. Antique and Auction Andy, are you still there?
I am here.
Oh, there you go. Well, we're sorry that we had a technical problem there earlier, but we are still locked inside of our collector's corner, Andy. How has everything been going for you this week? You pick up any finds, any steals?
Well, today I had an exciting day. I have been doing hoarder buying in the state of Kentucky on the phone.
Really? Hoarder buying? So buying from actual hoarders?
Yes.
Wow.
Somebody from this area who heard our show last week called me and said, oh, my aunt is having a hoarder show in Louisville, Kentucky tomorrow. She said, and call, and I'll recommend that you can buy from them. So I called on Eastern Standard Time, which was like 6 o'clock this morning here, and I bought about $340 worth of stuff.
That's unbelievable. So what kind of stuff did you pick up, Andy?
I picked up old clocks. I picked up old jewelry. I picked up old postcards. I picked up old lamps. I picked up old sterling silver, which they had no idea what they were doing. I picked up some big clothing.
So you made some good. I'd say you made some good buys.
I made some
So
terrific.
let me ask you, Andy, are you looking for any cool things for Exile on Main Street? You know, we're looking for vintage items, and whether they're vintage cowboy boots, or it could be a cool collectible that could go on the wall. We're always looking, so I hope you're not hoarding all this stuff so we can have a look at it.
No, I'd be glad to bring it down to. I mean, I have loads of stuff. I really do.
Well, I have to ask you something else. You know, we spoke about the world's largest garage sale, and you said some
if
of your.
I get one more call on that, I'm going to die. Everybody's excited.
Well, we have spoken off air in our production meetings, and Dave and Chad are looking feverishly for a location and time that will be best serving the Las Vegas community. So you keep telling your friends, because we believe that it's going to be a hit and everyone's going to talk about it. I know everyone here at Beasley Broadcast is very excited. All the stations will be involved, and it will be the world's largest garage sale.
I think it's absolutely terrific. I've been involved in two of them. One that went through from Boston through New York into Canada, and I've been through the one that went from Georgia all the way up to Illinois, and I worked on those. So, I really think this is really exciting for this area.
Well, here in Las Vegas, guys, we have such a unique garage sale problem that I'm not sure that, a lot of other states have, and that's because we have all these gated communities. I mean, everywhere you go is a gated community. It's got these thieving HOAs, which, restrict your, traffic access and what you can do if you can plant shrubs or have a yard sale. And, it makes it tough for folks, in all these neighborhoods to really, have a garage sale. So by having, the world's largest garage sale, we're going to give opportunities to these folks to actually have, the sale that they've been wanting to in a central location, ease of use for customers and for them.
Well, also, Dave, there's municipal ordinances, too, that prevent from having garage sales too often. In the city of Las Vegas, for example, you can only have 2 garage sales a year. Now, I don't think they have garage sale police, but they do have some. The neighborhood services does go out, because I know on portions of the east side of town, you'll see a garage sale in front of an apartment every single day.
Listen, there's a house in my neighborhood that we call the garage sale because they're always, basically dumpster diving and going and finding this stuff, refabbing it, and then selling it. Now, to me, it's a heck of a business model. And, Andy, I'll tell you where that is offline. Go down there and pick up some great deals. But, Andy, when we look at garage selling for this weekend, last weekend, obviously, it was very nice weather. I mean, we had some balmy temperatures. What are you planning for this weekend? Do you have any places that you're going to hit? And if so, how early do you have to be out there?
Well, I went out at 6 this morning, our time, after I got off the phone with the hoarders back east, and I hit about 7 going Rampart, Durango, and Farm Road that way. By 8 o'clock, I'm done. I'm a Speedy Gonzalez.
She made her killing before 8 a.m.
That's awesome. Well, listen, if you're out there on Farm Road before it gets to late tomorrow, I mean, go out to the Gilchrist Orchard, pick some great apples or something. That makes it a real winning day.
I'm a big fan of that place. Also, tomorrow morning, I have a couple. One is in Henderson near Green Valley area, and one I'm going to venture out to Boulder City. So that means I'm going to be up and out of the house by 4:30 to get out to Boulder City to one. So I don't kind of stick to one area. I read these things very carefully, and then I make my plans.
Well,
and by going to Boulder City, once I get through there, I will go through their antique shops, because they have great buys out there too. So, I just kind of psych things. People say, what do you do, stay up all night and psych this thing out? Maybe I do. I don't know.
She has created an art. Andy, if the listeners out there want some advice, or they need maybe you'll accompany one of our listeners to a garaging, how do they get a hold of you?
They can do my email, which is IamAndi, ANDI, @cox.net.
All right. Well, Andy, thanks so much for joining us again today here on our Collector's Corner. I am Andy at Cox.net. The email address to get a hold with our very own Antique and Andy. Andy, thanks again so much for being with us today.
You're welcome.
All right, that is Andy Goldstein. Thanks so much for being with us here, the Collector's Corner. Of course, brought to us every single week by the world-famous MaxPon. Now, Michael, the world's largest garage sale. This is something that you really, really feel strongly about. How many people do you think possibly would get involved in this? Hundreds, thousands, hundreds of thousands?
I personally think that we could fill either the Thomas and Mack, one of the small arenas.
Yeah, smaller arenas.
The Cox Pavilion,
Mendenhall Center.
Or the down at Cashman Field.
Yeah.
I think we could probably sell between 500 and 1,000 booths.
That's awesome. Let's lean on your brother. Have him get us that Cashman spot, too, okay? We'll get everybody behind it on our end. You do your part. All right, guys, it is right about 2:30 on a Friday afternoon, halfway done here on Pawn Talk Live. Going to step aside, take a look at traffic. When we come back, another really cool story from the pawn world. This kid is making waves. Going to be an entrepreneur. Stay with us.
What happens on News Talk 720 KDWN goes everywhere. On the air and online at KDWN.com. KDWN Las Vegas, a Beasley Broadcast Group station.
Update, I'm Ed Donahue. It was a modest gain for stocks today, but at the close, two of the indexes hit record highs.
The Dow gained 25 points to end the day at 16,947. Investors were wondering if it would breach the 17,000 mark at any point during the day, but that did not happen. The S&P 500 and the Nasdaq both rose 0.2%. The boost helped the S&P end the week up 1.4%. It has risen 5 out of the last 6 weeks, whereas the Nasdaq is still well below its dot-com era peak of just over 5,000 points. Julie Walker, New York.
More than half of the 30 companies in the index rose, raising the possibility the Dow may reach that 17,000 point mark very soon. Experts say if the economy continues to grow the way it's growing and the Fed continues to be cooperative, there may be more records. AP Update, I'm Ed Donahue.
The news brought to you by Farmers Insurance. At Farmers Insurance, they believe the more you know, the better you can plan. Find your local agent at farmers.com or call 888-96-FARMERS. Brought to you by Farmers Insurance.
It's 2:32 in the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center. On the Valley Freeways, we've only got one new incident to report. That's on 15 northbound, just past Tropicana. On the Valley Streets, we've got a wreck in the clearing stages on Lake Mead at Tenaya. From the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Desiree Peoples on News Talk 720 KDWN.
What is new, however, is luxury meeting value. At the world-famous MaxPon, we specialize in marrying the two. With some of the finest selections of watches, designer handbags, sunglasses, and more, the luxury never stops. Every day, new items are added in-store and online. From Gucci and Chanel to Hermes and Louis Vuitton, MaxPon delivers all the top luxury brands at a fraction of the price. Visit us online at MaxPonLV.com or browse our showroom in Las Vegas. The world-famous MaxPon, where luxury meets value.
Please join Jim and Dr. J for the Social Network Show every Sunday at 5 p.m. Whatever networking goals you have, you'll hear something for you as they analyze and comment on the state of the networked, connected world we live in. That's Sundays at 5 on KDWN.
I'm in Yosemite National Park to talk Gold Bond Rapid Relief Cream with the Miller family. So how many itchy bug bites and rashes do you have?
33 bites.
34.
And a case of poison ivy.
It itches.
Do not scratch.
Miller family, relief starts now. Gold Bond has twice the itch-fighting medicine of hydrocortisone cream.
Ooh.
Plus aloe and vitamin E. It's fast relief on contact.
Feels better already. Who's up for a hike?
Look at the big kitty.
I'm out. Gold Bond Rapid Relief Cream. Relief starts now.
Summertime. Nothing beats a smoky barbecue burger, a refreshing summer cocktail, and a thrilling joyride through Gotham City. These are the new sounds of summer at Dave & Buster's. Right now you can play 4 hot new games free. Batman, Mock Storm, Octoscore, just some of 10 all-new games. Plus, get new drinks and food from the Maker's Mark Grill. Get to the summer of games at Dave & Buster's to play free today. Batman is trademarked and copyrighted by DC Comics S14. Offer valid through July 6, 2014. Visit DaveandBusters.com for details.
Now back to Pawn Talk Live with your hosts Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
And welcome back to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN, streaming worldwide at KDWN.com and, of course, PawnTalkLive.com. You can follow me on Twitter at DapperDaveC. Follow Michael at Max Pawn. He doesn't do himself a personal one, but it's for the whole store. And, of course, follow Chad at Chad Tweets Stuff. And sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. But when he does, it's super hilarious.
Good. It's really good.
It really is.
It's top notch.
It is. It's top notch. You know what else is top notch? Antique and Andy. Thanks so much to Andy for calling us here today again on the Collector's Corner, giving us top notch advice on how to go out and prospect in garage sale. Now, I tell you what. That's a full-time job. So there is no ordinance, Michael, if I'm correct, about going to multiple garage sales a day, right? So Andy can go out there. She can go to 4 or 5, even if I can't have more than one.
Exactly. But, I think the ordinances are good for those that, want to create a business at their home and don't pay taxes and don't do all the things that us as a business person have to do with rents and insurances. So it makes it an even playing field. When I was on the Las Vegas City Council, I was kind of the ironclad guy who kind of came up with the garage sale ordinance. I came up with also an ordinance that prevented you to put your car on corners and sell them. Do you remember back in the day when every single corner in town had 4 boats, 3 houseboats, they had 19 cars, and it was, it really isn't fair to the car dealers out there that had consignment lots. So another thing I did when I was on the city council, I was a Gestapo for, is shopping carts. I came down on shopping carts with an ordinance that would that had the supermarkets, the Albertsons, the Smiths, the Walmarts, be responsible for lost shopping carts. Because what was happening is the shopping cart itself cost Walmart $165. And so we used to say, well, you need to get your shopping cart. We had neighborhood services that would go pick them up, and they would hold them in a storage and say, okay, we have 400 of your shopping carts. Do you want them back? And they said, oh, no, don't worry about it. And so we put an ordinance in place that said you have to come collect them. And, because they litter the neighborhoods a lot of times. And not to take anything away, there's a lot of people that take their shopping cart down the street because that's their transportation to get it home to their apartment. But there should be some mechanism in place, and that's what we did is we put a mechanism in place so they collected them and had them back. But
need a shopping cart valet is what they need.
Well, I was going to say, heck, now most of the shopping carts, you can't take them outside of the lot or else they spray like squid ink in your eyes, and the thing locks up. They've got, systems in the cart now where as soon as it leaves...
Electric.
The parking lot.
It's like the boot. They put the boot on it.
Absolutely, they put the boot on it. They're booting you out. They're like, yeah, no, this is definitely not happening. You're not going to leave, with the shopping cart. And, I think that's just, it's a good idea because I just didn't like seeing them, in my driveway. And I'm like, listen, guys, you parked a shopping cart here and you went home 3 feet with that. Don't do that.
But back to the garage sailing, we have a lot of people every day that come into Max Pawn and they find treasures and they want to know the valuations. And that's also one of the nemesis of Pawn Talk Live. People can call up, and if you found something at a garage sale, at an antique store, and you feel you found a treasure, we do those appraisals for free at Max Pawn. And if you can explain it on the air, you can also text us a photo at 702-913-5626. That's 702-913-5626. And within 24 hours, if you send us a photo and a little description, we'll give you some type of evaluation. If we can't give you an exact evaluation, we typically ask you to come down to the store. And like I say, it's free and there's no obligation to sell.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, valuations at pawn shops are one of the great things about pawn shops, and it really takes some of the top folks in the industry to show people what things can really be worth, because, you can actually lay one over on a pawn owner as well if you're a savvy consumer. Not so much the case anymore with some of the new technologies, but some of the best in the business are really good at weeding that out. You're one of the best. Another one of the best is Ashley Gold, joining us from Detroit. Now, Ashley, of course, the star of True TV's hit program, Hardcore Pawn. Ashley joining us here today. Ashley, great to talk to you. How are you today?
Hi, guys. How are you? Thanks for having me on.
How's the weather back there in Detroit today?
Oh, my God. I wish I was in Vegas right now. It is 63 degrees and raining.
Well, I like 63 and raining because if it's 100,
Oh.
if it's 110 and blazing, we like 63 and raining.
You know what?
I
No.
like 100 and blazing and sun.
That's right. Come out to the pool. You can lay by it. It's a lot
Oh, my
easier to do
God.
stuff when it's 110. Michael, you're crazy, man. We got to take the 110, and we'll take that.
100%.
Oh yeah, well, because you got to remember it's 63 degrees. It's raining, and the humidity is probably 100% anyway. So it's not like it's a peaceful spring 63. I'm assuming, Ashley.
No, it's gross out. I'm wearing
Exactly.
long pants and a long sleeve shirt. Come
Ugh.
on, guys. I want to be in a tank top and shorts.
So we want to hear about Pawn Chick.
Oh, it's so fun. So I get these great personalities on my show, and I talk about family and fashion and the hottest trends right now. And I'm having a great time. And you guys, have you checked it out yet? It's on pawnchickradio.com. So I have my own website, and I have these great personalities on.
Well, when can we come on and heckle you?
Oh, my God. I will have you guys on immediately. I'm going to get you guys on immediately because you guys have had me on all the time, and my dad and my brother on, and I'm having a great time.
Oh, you're a
So
great personality.
It launches every Friday. So I go, it launches every Friday at noon, Eastern Standard Time. So it would be 9 o'clock your time. And they play all week. And you guys can hear me. I've had about 6 people on already, and I'm having a blast with it. So everybody in Vegas, everybody, everywhere in the world can listen to me, and I'm having a great time.
Well, we're going to launch, a lot of people launched Breakfast at Tiffany's. Now we're going to have Breakfast with Ashley on Friday mornings.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Pawn Breakfast with Ashley.
I would love to have you guys on with me. It would be a blast.
All right. Well, Ashley,
on the Pawn World and.
Yeah, let me ask you here, Ashley. I mean, this is obviously Pawn Chick Radio. Go and visit the website now, pawnchickradio.com, and check out what Ashley's doing. But Ashley, I'd kind of broached a subject with you one of the times we had you on a few months back before Pawn Chick. You came online, and that was, do you have any desire to do some things outside of the show and outside of pawnbrokering? And you said that you did. Now, this obviously being the first step in that direction, are we going to see more of Ashley Gold in the entertainment world? As these, as these years start to go by, are we going to see a shift here in what your main business is?
You never know. You stick around and watch where I evolve.
You sound like
and what I
LeBron
evolve
James.
into.
She's going to sign with Detroit. She's signing again with Detroit.
This is the first step, and let's see what it takes off. And I hope that my fans, start listening and see what happens.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, you've got a really big fan base. And True TV, continues to make your show, Hardcore Pawn, the cornerstone of the entire network. It's now on a new night this season. It's on Wednesday nights instead of Tuesday nights. So make sure to check your local listings in all markets for that, but about 10 o'clock around the country in most parts, except for and this is something we've talked about before, Central Time Zone. I never understand why everything's so much earlier in the Central. I mean, are we really that beholden to farmers that we put everything on earlier still in the Central Time Zone?
Yeah, what time do we air in Vegas?
10 o'clock.
Is it 9? Oh, it is 10 o'clock. Yeah, they put us on in a new day. We're doing great on Wednesday nights, and we're having a lot of fun. We're in season 8. We shot over 150 episodes, and we're having a blast. And we actually, this season, we brought in a new family member, my cousin Karen, who's another female on the show, and we're butting heads like crazy. So it's more entertaining.
There's not room for 2 gals in that place.
That's why we're butting heads like crazy. It's cat fights galore.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. Well, Ashley, thanks again so much for joining us here today. PawnChickRadio.com. Catch Ashley's podcast. It airs every single Friday, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, noon, 9 a.m. out here on the West Coast. And I love it. Breakfast with Ashley. Well, heck, even if we're not on, it's still a great way for folks to start their day out here in Las Vegas, especially those that are big fans of True TV's Hardcore Pawn.
And Ashley, just
Thank
let
you
us
so
know.
much.
Let us know. We want to be on as soon as possible.
For sure. I'll have you guys on immediately.
Say hi to your brother and dad.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Have a great weekend.
All right, thanks so much to Ashley Gold, star of True TV's Hardcore Pawn, for kind of giving us a little last-minute impromptu call-in. I love hearing from folks around the country, especially pawnbrokers with such great ilk like the Gold family. And, of course, as she mentioned, the 8th season of Hardcore Pawn. And,
That's amazing. It's been 8 seasons already?
And over 150 episodes. And, 100 episodes in television is really one of those iconic numbers.
That's a benchmark. Yeah, it's big.
It is. It means that you have made it. So whatever you were doing, you made it at 100 episodes. And really, I don't know, Chad, that you've ever really watched the show that much, but Michael, you and I have obviously spent hours going over Hardcore Pawn and all of its fun. How long do you think this can go for? I mean, do you think this has the legs for another 8 seasons?
Well, I was meeting with Left Field Productions. They are the production company who does Pawn Stars. I met with some of their we're actually shooting a sizzle reel for Exile on Main Street, and we will have the production team down there tonight, so you'll see us live in action. But they said the transactional TV shows are waiting now. They're starting to fade. The demand for them is slipping. But 8 years, I knew they hit it big when I saw Chum 3 years ago pull into the Bellagio Valet in a Bentley.
Yeah.
That sums it up right there.
And you know what? Now's the great thing. Chum doesn't even need both front seats to fit into that Bentley. He's lost so much weight. All right, guys, it's 2:45 here on Friday afternoon. When we come back, wrapping up the show with a really fun musical moment. We have got some songs inspired by the Rolling Stones. You're not going to want to wait to hear that. Stick around for Pawn Talk Live.
That's right. It's 2:45 in the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center. On the freeways, we've got a little bit of a slowdown, and that's on 95 northbound at Tropicana. On the Valley Streets, look out for an incident at MLK and Vegas Drive. From the KDWN Nevada Credit Union Traffic Center, I'm Desiree Peoples on News Talk 720 KDWN.
Dave Carney here, inviting you to the all-new Live Las Vegas with me and my new co-host, Chad Forster. Every Friday from 1 till 2, Chad and I break down top Vegas news, sports from around the country, and entertainment in a really fun way. Yeah, that's right, talk radio can actually be fun. Live Las Vegas every Friday at 1.
Early detection saves lives. The best bet to fight cancer is catching it early. Thousands of cases are not found in time. Help 21st Century Oncology and Beasley Broadcasting improve the odds. We're asking for your help to raise awareness among Southern Nevada residents about the importance of getting screened for cancer and the fact that early detection saves lives. Here's what you need to do. Produce a 30 to 60-second video or written submission that encourages people to get screened for breast, colon, or prostate cancer. Focus on one or all three. It's up to you. The winner will receive $1,000. To learn more about the contest, visit earlydetectionlv.com. Amazing things happen when a community comes together to promote the common good. The best protection is early detection. 21st Century Oncology of Las Vegas is focused on keeping our community healthy. Visit earlydetectionlv.com for more information.
People say puffiness and bags under the eyes are the hardest things to get rid of. Until now, introducing Genucell stem cell therapy from Chamonix, specifically targeting eye puffiness and bags. Due to new technology, Genucell is incredibly powerful. Clinical grade serum, guaranteed to show results in 12 hours or your money back. Now that's right, users could see Genucell working in only 12 hours with dramatic improvement in as little as 2 weeks. A true Chamonix classic. Genucell contains 8 extra ingredients to reduce the appearance of bags and puffiness in hours. Plus, Genucell uses patented plant stem cell therapy technology to improve longevity and brilliant long-term results. Call now to try Genucell risk-free. 800-811-6897. 800-811-6897. Say goodbye to puffiness and bags today. Call in the next 20 minutes and get the legendary Esotic face cream absolutely free just for trying Genucell today. Chamonix, the best skincare, best results, or your money back. No questions asked. Call now. 800-811-6897. 800-811-6897.
Hi, I'm Johnny Dean.
And I'm Dinah Smith. Every day on Boomer's Brain Trust, we're talking about what's important to you.
News from Washington and Wall Street, interviews and features, personal finance, and more.
Boomer's Brain Trust, weekdays 10 to noon on AM 720 KDWN, where locals come to talk.
Now back to Pawn Talk Live with your hosts Michael Mack and Dave Carney.
And welcome back to Pawn Talk Live here on News Talk 720 KDWN. Dave Carney, joined by the owner of the world-famous Max Pawn and, of course, co-owner of the brand-new Exile on Main Street, Michael Mack. Chad Forrester still in studio with us. And it's been a fun show here on Pawn Talk Live. Thanks again for Ashley Gold joining us here on the show. Thanks so much again to Antique and Andy for breaking us down in our Collector's Corner. Now, guys, I had a story all keyed up here that we didn't get to take in the last segment, but got to hit on it here because this is really, really eye-opening, Michael, and shows the power of pawn and consignment business. A 16-year-old in New York City named Chase. This gentleman's name is Chase. Oh, goodness, I can't can't get his last name here. Anyways, Chase, 16 years old, is making waves for selling gently used or pre-loved sneakers for Michael, thousands of dollars at a time. I had no idea that this was such a big deal, but apparently this is a very viable business model here. The used sneaker business is massive.
Well, I hear it more and more. Like I say, the collectible market is weighing away with baseball cards and stamps and other types of collectibles, but the sneaker market, and the high tops, the Jordans, the old Adidas Gazelles. These are the shoes that are fetching big dollars. And this gentleman opened a pawn shop for sneakers, and he's a young man making thousands of dollars, and you see it on eBay or you see it on Craigslist. A name for the shoes, a short name, is Kicks. A lot of kids or collectors. One of our good friends, Shane Victorino, local Las Vegas, his wife called me a few weeks back, and she said, "Hey, Michael, Shane has so many shoes and so many boxes. Do you have room at Max Pond to store them?" I said, "I have room, and I also have an eBay department that would love to dispose of them as well." But she says, "Oh, I don't think Shane wants to get rid of them." But, he had some cool ones made, some Boston Red Sox world champion ones. And, of course, with, some of the tragedies that happened, they made memorial ones and for the tragedy during the marathon last year.
Right.
So, but he has some kicks that are so cool. And if you follow, just look him up on Twitter, and you can see he tweets some of his new kicks every time he gets them.
Wow.
Now, when you're thinking about used shoes, though, I think it was probably a lot of people. When I first heard the story, it's like, who would buy used shoes? These are like gently used, though. It's not like someone that's been in the gym for 2 years with the same pair of shoes. 99 or 90, high 90% of them are brand new.
Okay.
And if they're in the box, and they're, it's kind of like a watch. If it comes with the box and papers, it's worth more. So, but there is a special goo that you can apply with like a paintbrush, and you paint from the toe all the way to the back heel, and it actually peels off. It's like tape. And so you can wear them a few times, and that's what these kids do. They wear them a few times because, there's a couple kids that go to school with my kids at Bishop Gorman, and they're into the kick collecting, and they'll wear them 3-4 times, and then boom, they'll put them on the eBay and make some money.
Man, I tell you what, if I'd worn those shoes 3 or 4 times, tried to give them away, my mom would have hit me so hard with a frying pan, I don't even know if I would be awake today.
I don't know if you mentioned this, but a pair of these sneakers that he has, these Nike Air Yeezys, is that how you say it?
Kanye West, yeah.
Selling on eBay anywhere from $1,700 to $15,000 for a pair of tennis shoes.
Yeah, and you know what? Here, check this out. Kanye West's own purported pair are going for $50,000. These were shoes that originally retailed for $263. Now, Chad, I got to ask you a question, because a couple of weeks back on Live in Las Vegas, we talked about some of the genius going on at high schools around the country, in specific with the high school prom draft.
Love it.
And these kids putting together a prom draft where they're allowed to, to bet on the girls that they're going to take to the prom. And now we see this young man, Chase Capers is his last name, making a killing from selling sneakers. Why aren't we tapping these kids as the future leaders of this country right now?
Seriously, as big a mess this country's in, these guys should be running it for crying out
balance
loud.
the budget with sneakers.
I mean, absolutely. It blows my mind, because I remember sneakers being big, obviously, when I was younger and stuff. I remember the big first pair was the 1985 Air Jordans. Now, I don't know how much those are going for now, but I mean, they were a $100 pair of shoes then. And I remember buying in 1993. $110. I spent my own money to buy a pair of Charles Barkley's.
What? Dude,
yeah, I know.
Charles Barkley's?
I know. Well, in '93,
what were they, LA Gears?
They were wide bodies.
Well, no, I think they were Reebok. In 1993, Charles Barkley was the man.
Yes, he was. And
And I remember thinking $110 for a pair of tennis shoes is ridiculous. Why did I spend it? But, I really wanted them. But now you've got these same shoes going for $1,700 to $15,000. It's just remarkable.
Well, if I would have known then, because in 1993, I got one of the most iconic pairs of Air Jordans, the black and red 93 edition of those. And I was obviously a much younger person. So I thought, man, these are going to be great. I'm going to wear them. And now I just wish I would have kept them. But the only thing I wonder is if they come in size like 7 child, are they worth as much?
I think they probably have to be adult size.
The value is between 9 and 11.5, and I just looked up on Etsy, vintage 1985 Nike Air Jordan. I guess this particular style was banned by the NBA. It's banned black, red Chicago Bulls. I'm showing you guys a picture.
Yeah, I remember those.
I'll actually post it on our Facebook page, Pond Talk Live Facebook page, and you'll see these. On sale for $2,900.
Wow. So, Chad, you can relive some youthful memories for a mere $2,900.
Let me tell you, another pair of shoes that I bought, and I don't know if you remember this guy, played UNLV, Isaiah Ryder. Remember when he won the...
Yeah, you betcha.
I had a pair of those. Those are worth,
man.
I think you owe $25 if you have a pair of those, unfortunately.
Or you go to jail.
They're still collecting on that in Minnesota and Portland right now. Hey, listen, Isaiah J.R. Ryder, let me tell you what, he was one of the bright spots of the Rolly Massimino era here, which was a black eye on the entire UNLV program, but he was
exciting.
He was a great early pro. Had a little bit of problems. Imagine how good the Minnesota Timberwolves would have been if they kept Stephon Marbury, Kevin Garnett, Isaiah Ryder, Wally Zerbiak. That would have been
a good team.
That would have been a fantastic team. As it turns out, nobody wants to stay in Minnesota, especially not their current star, Kevin Love. But it looks like to me, guys, that the sneaker business is getting so big that even Warren Sapp might be able to dig his way out of bankruptcy if he sells
all his sneakers.
Okay.
Just on pure leather alone, he can wrap up third world countries.
Hey, Warren, give this guy Chase Capers a call. He's back there in the big NY, and see if you can unload some of those sneakers, because obviously we remember Warren having a little trouble there. All right, guys, we're coming up near the end of the show. Now, tonight, remember, 8 o'clock start, 1007 South Main Street. We have got Biker Night from Exile on Main Street. This is two awesome live bands, Sailor Jerry Girls down in attendance, and of course, all the great stuff at Exile on Main Street. Because of Exile on Main Street, we are going to jump into today's musical moment inspired by the Rolling Stones.
Sing us a song, you're the piano man. Sing us a song tonight.
Everyone knows a hit is a hit. Here's this week's musical moment.
I tell you what, we're going to shorten that lead-in to the imaging there because it was not the Billy Joel, but you get the idea. Today's musical moment brought to us by Exile on Main Street and the Rolling Stones. So our musical moment is the top 10 most popular Rolling Stone songs from Rolling Stone Magazine's Top 100 Rolling Stone songs of all time. Now, first of all, there is not a top 100 songs the Rolling Stones have ever done. I mean, maybe a top 40, but after you gave 40 licks 2 listens, you're like, it's 28 songs too much. But the top 10 is pretty good. And again, Exile on Main Street tonight is Biker Night. Now, Chad, why don't you start us off here with number 10 on the list, top 10 most popular.
Brought to you by Supercuts on the freeways. We've got
Rolling Stones songs of all time, and Supercuts, great place to get a haircut, Chad.
It's Under My Thumb is number 10. I love that song. That is a great Rolling Stones staple.
Under My Toupee is the thing that I would like because I, of course, am bald as an egg. But I will go to Supercuts. Number 9 on the list here, Michael. I think you can see it. What do you think about this one?
Wild Horses.
Yeah. Couldn't drag you away, could they?
But I think number 8's yours. That's you, Dave.
Absolutely. Number 8 is definitely for me, and it's for David Bowie, too. I think this is where he got his inspiration. Brown Sugar. Why do you taste so good?
That's a classic.
That's a great song.
Actually, number 6 on the list is my favorite. I know I'm skipping ahead, but
you are.
That's my favorite Rolling Stones song. But number 7 is Jumpin' Jack Flash. But I'm just going to jump right to 6, Paint It Black. Yes. I love that song. It came out in the Vietnam era. It sounds different than just about any other of Rolling Stones songs. Honestly, first time I heard it, I didn't really know it was the Rolling Stones, to be honest with you. But it has such a distinct sound. I just love that too.
Number 5 goes to all the other pawn shops in Las Vegas. You can't always get what you want.
But, if you try sometimes, you just might find you get what you need. Now, I'm actually trying to remember which of these songs was off of the album Exile on Main Street. I can't pull those off the top of my head. Number 4 on the list is one that I totally disagree with because I thought this was one of the worst eras of Rolling Stones music ever.
I agree.
This album in 1980 where they dressed up like sailors off of a Pillsbury box of some sort. Street Fighting Man, I absolutely loathe this song at number 4. Chad, why the hell did they put this in at number 4?
I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me. There's so many other songs you could put in its place. Number 3, great song, Sympathy for the Devil.
Yeah, that's another great song, and I believe it was near the same. It was off one of the Satanic Majesty albums that had Paint It Black. Number 2 on there, I Can't Get No Satisfaction. And number 1, Gimme Shelter. Now, I would have put, I would have put a number of other songs in here.
I would have put Paint It Black number 1. Is what I would have done.
I think I would have too. But when you get a Rolling Stones magazine to give you the list. You kind of have to feel this is the authority of it. All right, guys, this is it for us today on Pawn Talk Live. Really fun show. Thanks to Ashley Gold from True TV's Hardcore Pawn for joining us, as well as Antique and Andy. For Chad Forster, for Michael Mack, I'm Dave Carney. We'll see you guys tonight at 8 o'clock, 1007 South Main Street for Biker Night on Exile on Main Street.
Hiding crooked or missing teeth can affect your personal and professional life. Smile with confidence again with the help of AQ Denture. AQ stands for affordable quality, helping Southern Nevadans since 1975. Whether you need bridges, crowns, dental implants, or denture repair, AQ now offers the latest technology to create the best denture or implant fit. If you're having problems with your teeth and you don't know what to do, pick up the phone and call AQ. 702-565-6000. That's 702-565-6000. 6,000.
Hi, this is Michael Mack, owner of world-famous Max Pawn in Las Vegas. You ever wondered what those valuables are worth? Had a pawn question but didn't know who to ask? I have the solution for you. Join me and Dave Carney every Friday from 2 to 3 for Pawn Talk Live here on News Radio 720 KDWN.
Hey, this is Rabbi Yitzwine of Young Israel Aish of Las Vegas. Please join me on The Rabbi Show every Sunday morning as we explore how you can expand joy and gratitude in your life to make every day a more fulfilling